This is a wonderful opportunity to kind of jump on the email that was sent out about 2 weeks ago from Joe. If anyone remembers or had a chance to sit down, it's a pretty long email about the success. If any of you had a chance to read that, yes, no? Do me a favor, yourself here, go back and read that. That's what we're here for, the practice plan on how we can, in practice, like I said, put our goals up for success. Unfortunately, the reality is no practices do nothing but destroy the confidence of goaltenders. 3 passes, 4 passes, 4 on O's over that goal. That doesn't help the goaltender, right? Also, oftentimes, and I'm guilty of this too, a lot of times, every time there's a whistle in practice, coaches take the opportunity to go right up the 9-year-old. That doesn't help the goalie either, it doesn't help the coach either. What we want to do is talk to them in between those drills. I'm going to give you guys tools necessary to help the goalies set themselves up for success. We're going to start with the basics. You're going to hear me ramble a little bit. I'll probably lose my train of thought at times, but basically in a nutshell, goaltending's changed a lot in the past 10 years. A few things are still the same, of course, angles are still angles. But the way we go about things, the way we recover, has changed a lot. Basically, the idea is you've got to be square the puck at all times. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of making a shooter sad, or making a shooter sad, square, angle, depth. Those things are still all similar to what they've been for years. I'm going to talk a lot of basics, but the thing that we really want to pick up, guys, are the little details. All right, as we all know, being athletes, players that take care of the smallest details generally are the best players. As a goaltender, those little details, if you bypass those little details end up as goals. All right. So what we want to do is give these kids, these younger kids that I don't get a chance to get on the ice with as much, we want to give them the tools necessary to be able to, in practice, again, set themselves up for success. It's very difficult in practice for a goaltender to work on these specific movements, these specific details. Because as a goaltender, you know, these kids are, what, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old. As coaches, you know, it's very hard to get kids to do drills the way we'd like to get them doing, right? Well, in practice, as a goaltender, how can you sit there and practice and work on glove saves over and over and over again unless we coaches work with them in a small environment? Kids come down, shots right, shots low, shots high, nothing consistent, all right? So the kids get enough of the spontaneous, decision-making, save selection. We want to give them repetition. I don't know what your favorite sport is. If it's hockey, great. Golf, great. For you to be successful in any sport or anything, you've got to create muscle memory, create instinct, create a pattern of movement. And you can't create that pattern of movement in a normal everyday practice. Because to create that pattern of movement, you need repetitions over and over and over again. So we're going to talk about the basics, basic concepts. Then we're going to talk about some skating movements that you guys can do in the crease or at the dot while the team's doing their big skating drills. And then we're going to talk about set save selections. Goalies can't advance to a higher level until they get control of their bodies, until they learn the set saves. Set saves are saves with their feet set, all right? They can't turn them into dynamic saves, in other words, while they're moving, until they grasp the concept of these set saves. So we're going to start out with a quick overview. How many times we all see goalies just standing at the top of the crease, right here, all the plays going on, and then they get ready right when they think the shot's about to come. We have to be ready, we have to be aware, we have to be alert, we have to set our depth. We have to play each puck like it's the only puck on the ice. Too many times in practice, it's shot. That's not real. That's not real. In games, there's one puck. All right, we all know that. But as goaltenders, we have to train like that. But these kids are kids, and they want to impress you guys. And they think if they don't give effort on every single puck on the ice, that you're going to be mad and think you're being lazy. All right? Communicate with your goaltender. Make sure they understand that you know the difference between being lazy and staying connected through the puck in the beginning of the save, throughout the save, and then ending the play. We're not here to make saves. I know that sounds crazy. We're here to end plays. One shot, over with. All right? My wife can put pads on, stand here, take shots, and she's going to make some saves. And that puck's going to end up in the net every time. All right? We want to be set for the puck, set for the shot. One shot, plays over. What I mean by plays over, we absorb the puck, maintain possession of it, or we steer the puck away from danger. All right? We are going to give up rebounds. That's the unfortunate reality. We have to work hard at steering these rebounds away from danger. We have to be alert, aware, know what the player's options are, and do our best to put that puck in the least threatening area. The only way to do that is to be set, ready, top deck, and square the puck. Too much movement, and these kids are all hyped up with energy, right? They're moving on everything. Excess movement opens up holes. In this day and age, no holes, no goals. All right? We want to fill our holes. Everyone knows our 5-hole. We all hear Eddie Olczyk talk about the 5-hole all the time. We know where our 6-hole is. Show where our 6-hole is, boys. Locker side. Right here between the thumb and your rib cage. 7-hole. Glove side. In between glove and our rib cage. All right? So, what we want to do every play is set our depth. Not just stand at the top of the crease. Every play starts in the other zone. All right? Start center. We don't want to see any goalies ranging out in this area. No reason ever to be out in this area, especially in the youth age. All right? I want my goalies to start centered. As they get a little bit older, we can start here as long as they're centered. I like starting centered myself because then I know in 2 steps. 1, 2, I know where I'm at. I'm centered on the puck. And I'm stepping out centered, and I'm out here before the puck even crosses the red line. All right? That's early. Too many times kids start stepping out when the puck's crossing the blue line. Well, if a rush is coming in, and I'm stepping out when the puck's crossing the blue line, I'm too late. I got to start my backward progression at that point, and I can't analyze what the options are for that shooter. Is it 2-on-1, 2-on-0, 3-on-2? You want to recognize that early. All right? So we want to get these kids stepping out. I don't want them out here too far. All right? Just about 3-4 feet outside the crease. All right? So we step out. Wait, we're loaded on our front foot. Then that plate crosses the blue line. We C-cut, and we start our backward flow. With the idea that we hold our ground at the top of that crease by the time the shooter's just about at the hash mark. Forcing that shooter to make a decision. All right? If we keep backing up, what happens? Making ourselves very small. Anytime we make a save on the goal line, generally it's going to hit us and go in the net. We want to force that shooter to make a decision. So what I call this, not only is it the top of the crease, but it's also the decision-making zone. We want to hold our ground, not give up our crease. If I back into here, I'm giving that shooter 3-4 more feet to maneuver that puck also. We want to force that shooter to make a decision sooner than they want to. All right? Hold our ground. And that takes time to develop. All right? Because we have to adjust our speed as the player comes in. All right? If he stops, cuts towards the middle, we got to pivot, stay with them, stay square to that puck without keeping, driving back into that net. He's still 15 feet out. We want to be a little bit on top of that crease. There's no options here, so we can be a little bit more aggressive. All right? Rule of thumb, first save, always at the top of the crease. All right? When we step out, gloves up, stick on the ice. All right? Not just when we think a shot's coming. Right, boys? All right. So, we're going to talk about, real quick, some verbiage, so we're all on the same page. Kevin, why don't you jump in the net? First, we have blocker post position. Very simple. Young kids, much easier for them to understand when you tie it to one of the pieces of gear. Blocker post, get there. All right, we always want to make sure in practice, every time these kids go back to the post, they go back to the post properly. Never cutting it short. Not stopping 2 inches off that post with your skate. All right? Getting your leg into that post. Integrating is the word. Integrating into that post. Two things coming together to make one. We want our skate braced up against that post. Not inside. Not inside like that. All right? That's not going to give you any base for pushing. We don't want it outside the post. Bring it outside. Yeah, you can't even do it wrong. Pick it up and bring it outside that post. Outside. Yeah, sometimes you get back to that post and it's not correct, right? Lift it, bring it back in, and get your base. All right? That takes time. In crease drills that I'll show you, that will help kids develop the ability to drive back to the post, integrate without looking down at that post. You've got to do all these things with our eyes on the puck. All right? Then we have blocker angle. Drive out. Blocker angle is top of the crease, centered on the face-off dot. All right? Blocker angle. Top crease, right here. All right? Now, goaltenders, on shots between the dots, we can be a little bit more aggressive. So we want our heels to be on the top of that crease. So get a little bit farther out. All right? As we get bigger, stronger, and older, our style will change. If there's a player back here, we can't be as aggressive. We can only be as aggressive as we can rotate, butterfly slide, in control to make those backside pass type of saves. As we move over to our left, to our glove angle, right there. Boom. Now we want our toes basically in the middle of our skates, maybe about the middle of our skates on top of that crease line. All right? Now as the play goes deeper into the zone, we come back to the post and we find our glove post position. Very important on this glove post position. Back in the olden days, like when you and I grew up, we were taught this. Step out. Whoa, get that glove up here. All right? You don't see many goaltenders in 2015 doing this. Really, you never capture that puck. All right, when you're doing this. Where they shoot when you're doing this is right off your left knee. You want that left arm just relaxed, straight down, covering that inside left knee. All right? I'm loaded on the post. I'm not hugging the post. I'm not leaning to my left, having the post hold me up. My weight's on my left leg. I'm loaded. My right leg is kind of cocked, bent, dropped, ready to butterfly slide as need be. My stick not out here. Anyone who's goalie has been scored on like this at a young age because the pass will come here, boom, right through your 5-hole. You learn it once. All right? You want to keep that stick, heel of that stick right off our toe so we can push out. We don't want goalies trying to poke check like this. It takes us off balance. All right? We just want control, weight on our left leg, and ready to block that pass. As soon as that pass comes out, glove comes up. Always leading with our glove. Another thing that's never changed in goaltending, we still always lead with our glove. All right? We got to push them out. Now, we carry our glove differently than we did back in the olden days. All right? So we're going to talk about, we talked about post position, blocker side post, blocker angle, top crease, glove angle, glove post. We're going to talk about simple setups. Your upstates. Sounds real simple. Legs slightly wider than your shoulders. All right? No straight legs. No weight on your toes. Weight on the balls of your feet. All right? Knees bent. Chest high. All right? Now, real simple. A lot of goalies, too much of this. They think they're wider. They think they're covering more net. All right? Real simple. Relax your arms. Straight down. Okay, gloves facing my body. Bring that glove up, push it out about 5-6 inches. All right, we have no double coverage. All right, this is double coverage. This is not 1985. We don't want to be down here. Nobody makes saves like this anymore. Got to have that glove out in front. Palm the puck. Wherever that puck goes, that wrist, active hands. Being able to turn that glove. All right, so straight down, elbows into our ribs. Up. And push out. Perfect position. Not that. Not Varlamov. You guys know Varlamov from Colorado? He's got his glove turned out here. All right, straight out front, palm the puck. All right, blocker, same thing out front. We want to maintain what's called a gap stick. Gap stick, gap is a distance between 2 points. We want to have that stick, yes, on an angle. We're not going to make the save that way, but that's our starting point. So we can easily turn our wrists and steer pucks to the corner. We don't want to have to help the puck, like you see a lot of young goalies do. They lunge out at it, and they ramp it up, all right? We want to just use the puck's momentum, steer the pucks to the corner, all right? So your basic stance, legs a little bit wider than your shoulders, knees bent, chest high, glove up and out. Everywhere we go, that glove has to be out front, stick centers. That's our first setup. Second setup is our down setup, all right? Sean, in your butterfly. One thing we fight as goalie coaches, makes my job very difficult, is that kids love watching the NHL, right? Watch it all the time. What do they think goalies do all the time? Butterfly slide on everything, right? Pass goes across, got a butterfly. It's about to shoot, got a butterfly. Can't find it, got a butterfly. Well, these goalies are 6'2", 6'3", 6'8", all right? And they also have the strength of adults. They've learned, hopefully, to win the butterfly. It's all about timing, all right? Kids see the pros do it, so they butterfly on everything. So in practice, they work on their butterfly, and they think every time that puck moves across the net, I've got a butterfly. Every time we take our skates off the ice, we're vulnerable, all right? Especially if the puck's not in tight, all right? Can't adjust to that puck with a new angle until we get an edge back on the ice. So, we have to help these kids develop patience with their kids. Most of us are parents, a lot of us are parents. We know how hard it is to get kids to learn patience. They're no different on the ice. They don't have patience, right? As a goaltender, we have to out-patient the shooter. Generally, who bites first is going to lose. You're coming down on me. You see no holes because I've stepped out. Go ahead and stand up. First thing, we just talked about stepping out. When the shooter comes down and he looks up, he's going to see no holes, ideally, because you're centered, on angle, you're square, all right, and you have the proper depth. Square angle depth. He sees no holes. What's he going to do? He's going to try to get me to commit and open up holes. Because the more I move, the more likely I'm going to open up holes. All right? So he's going to drop his shoulder. He's going to slow down. Hope I continue back in the net. He's going to move laterally, try and get me to move. If I bite on it, guess what happens? And we work on that all the time in practice, don't we? Generally, a breakaway, somebody one-on-one, is not going with that first move. He's going to drop his shoulder, fake one way, and go the opposite way, open the butterfly slide into the corner. Because most goalies bite on that first move. So we got to remind them about being patient, not going for that first move. Right? It's not that I'm saying kids don't go into the butterfly. It's an extremely important part of our game. But they have to be patient and not be in the butterfly until the puck is on them. Not when they're 5-10 feet out. They can get lower, watch that puck, and still stay up, stay high, and then drive their knees down when they need to. All right? Let's see where I'm at now. So, we're talking about our second setup. Sean, back in. So when we drive into our butterfly, the reason we're driving into our butterfly is because the puck is telling us to. It's shot down low. All right? If the puck is shot down low, we don't want to still be out here with our gloves. If the puck was 10 feet out, we wouldn't be in this position. Puck is shot low, we drive down, and we fill space, and we get a pad or a glove on it. All right? We're centered, we have to squeeze our holes. Recognize when the puck is shot in our body. If it's shot in our body, and we're not pulling our stick back, opening up holes, all we have to do is squeeze and collapse around that puck. All right? So, what we want to do in drills to help the kids understand filling your space, creating that satellite dish effect, is we want to make sure your glove isn't up here, you bring it in, and you squeeze your 7-hole, and you squeeze your 6-hole. This thumb comes into your rib cage, not back like this. If I go straight back, my 5 hole's exposed because my stick is not centered. Any puck that hits here, it's going straight out. So we want to bring it back with the slight angle turn. Now if the puck hits this side of my thumb, this big huge protection area here that we never used to have is a crucial part of our blocker now. That puck hits and goes into my rib cage. Since my elbow's not wide open, I just squeeze, absorb, plays over. If it hits this part, it angles. If it's outside of my body, I snap it to the corner. All right? With my glove side, I bring it in, fill my hole here. All right? Not like this. We want the elbow in tight, so as the puck comes into my body, I collapse around it with my elbow tight to my rib cage. Not up like this. If I make a save, it trickles down my pad, my elbow's up, it hits my pads and goes in. So for training purposes, we want to have the goalies drive into the butterfly and fill their 5, 6, and 7. Ready, John? Set! There you go. Now notice his head. Where's his head? Head trajectory, following the puck into his body. Very important. We don't just follow that puck with our eyes only. We have to follow that puck with our head, with our helmet. Back to butterfly. How many times do your young goalies have pucks caught right down here, right down there, and they don't know it? Often, because they're not literally turning their head down, and staying visually connected to that puck. So we talked about 2 setups. Our up stance and our down setup. There's a third setup. All right, it's how we transition from our butterfly to our up stance. It's a hybrid setup. Kevin, drop the crease. Drive into your butterfly. Now, we're going to start our recovery. We start our recovery by obviously tracking the puck. So, the puck goes to our left, our head turns, we rotate our shoulders towards the rebound. Back in our day, well, I would probably say my day since I'm a little bit older, we just got up as fast as possible. Today, we don't get up as fast as possible. That doesn't mean we're lazy. It can mean you're lazy, but it doesn't necessarily mean you're lazy. We're making decisions. The best goalies are the best decision makers. We keep our eyes connected to the puck, and we make our save selection based on what the puck in the situation is telling us to do. If the puck's in tight here on a rebound, we want to arrive. If the shooter's about to shoot, we can't arrive on angle, on our feet. That puck's blowing right through us. We don't have that time. We've got to rotate. If we bring up the wrong leg, we're not going to be able to push to our left. So in other words, opposite leg recovery. Puck's to our left, we've got to rotate towards our left, bring up our right knee, get our edge on the ice. Then, and we make a decision. Can we arrive there on our feet? We always want to arrive on our feet when we have time. Goalies who arrive set control their rebounds better than goalies that are moving. Puck moves too fast though, especially as the kids get older and better. So we have to match their speed with different skill sets. We develop our butterfly recovery. All right, Kevin, go ahead and push into a butterfly recovery. And squeeze. Once we push, we got to reestablish that push pad, seal up our 5 hole, and arrive into that angle with your 5, 6, and 7 closed. All right, now that puck is out here. Kevin, back to the top of that crease. And we have time to arrive on our feet because we kept our eyes on the puck. We know the shooter, where the shooter is in relation to the puck. When the shot's going to get there, we rotate, chest towards puck. So now we're square to that puck before we even get up. All right. Now, since we have time, we're going to just stand and T-push over, set our feet, and be ready to react. Every time we arrive on a new angle, we have to be ready to react. All right. Thanks, Kevin. Now, I know from being in youth hockey forever, you guys know as coaches, goalies, when they get to where they think they need to be, a lot of times, especially in practice and clinic, they just rest. All right, drives me crazy when a goaltender drives to a spot in the skating drills and they think that's a time to relax. All you're doing is reinforcing bad habits. And we all know bad habits are really easy to create, right? We all create them all the time. Right? We want to get these kids at a young age. Create good habits, all right? Good habits at a young age. Every time you arrive with a purpose, all right? Your purpose is to be ready, be focused, in a proper position, square on angle, ready to react and make the save. Again, the more times you can set your feet, the more likely you're going to be able to control the rebound and end the play. So we talked about our 3 setups. Let's see. So now we're going to talk about, goalies setting themselves up for success. But how do they do that? There's 2 types of movements. At young ages, goalies it's difficult. The strength it takes to be a goaltender, a lot different than forwards. I know most of your forwards, and I know I'm biased, but compared to being a goalie, especially at a young age, being a skater is a lot easier. All right? Young goalies have to develop core strength. At 8, 9 years old, you don't have a lot of core strength. All right? So how do we help them develop those basic skills as quickly as possible? The only way to do that is to take some time to practice and work on some specific movements. There's 2 ways to move across the net. 3 ways. We're not going to talk about butterfly sliding right now. Kids do that too much. We're going to talk about a basic shuffle. All right? Basic shuffle. We start set. All right? We trap, push, and squeeze. Push and squeeze. Push and squeeze. Not excess little tiny movements like this. All that excess movement, wasting my energy, opening up holes. Controlled power movements. Trap, push, set. Trap, push, set. Trap, push, set. Setting your feet. Every time with the purpose. A great drill to do with kids in the net that helps them with the shuffle is called a visual lead drill. Alright? Sean, pop in the net. Visual leads. Anyone ever heard of them before? Visual leads? You better have them. All they are things we connect our eyes to on the ice. Goaltenders can't travel in the crease without their eyes connected to something that represents the puck. Alright? If we're traveling just to travel, that puck might change directions 3 or 4 more times before we even get to where we thought it originally was. Alright? So, we have to track that puck properly. Alright? And where was it? Alright, so visual leads. First visual lead, red dot. Alright, we call that just right red. Right red, right there. Okay? Or we call that right dot. Let's call that right dot for sake of discussion. Alright? We want to keep it simple at the younger age. So then we have top crease. So we drive to the center, top of the crease. We're not going to shuffle, we're just going to show the spots. Right dead center. Alright? Then we have left dot. Alright, those are 3 visual leads. As they get bigger and stronger, we can add bright red, which is a line from the red line on the boards directly to the center of the net. Alright? So in practice, pop out over here. We can have them start on our blocker post. Alright? We're going to drive out to right dot, drive, stop set, track to red, right red, 1 shuffle, center ice, 1 shuffle, left red, left dot, take our toes in, and establish our post position. Alright? Strong, deliberate, working on the angles so they hit their center, that line going directly through the middle of their body. Alright? We don't want to lead the angle. If we lead the angle, as the puck's going across us, where's the shooter going to shoot? We're ahead of the angle, he's going to shoot against our push. We're going to have to open up. We don't want to open up. Let the puck lead you. Alright, so get in the crease. Right red, or right dot, right red, top crease, left red, left dot, return to post. Kevin, pop in, real quick. Under control. Ready? Right blocker, post. Alright, right dot. Right red. Top crease. Left red. Left dot. Retreat back to the post with the toes and establish your post position. Where's that stick along? Get that heel of that stick right off the toe. Alright? Then we return. Left dot. Alright? Ideally, we want to try and get a push out to that post. Alright? So we load it on our left leg, drive out, stop, and set. Alright? Back in. And then return, starting your left dot. Starting your left dot. Alright, left red, top crease, right red, right dot, can stand behind them. When all the skating's going on, you can stand behind them. And your eyes, keep in mind, this back here is not the center of the net. This right here is the center of the net. Okay? And check to see if they're on their angles. Remind them. Alright, you want that line. A lot of coaches refer to that line that the puck has as being the red line angle. Alright? You draw a line from the puck to the middle of the net, that puck's moving all the time. We've got to keep our body, we like that to be going through our belly button, alright, but that line's moving. So we want to keep it between our knees all the time. First save again, top of that crease, steering pucks away. Alright, so we talked about one skating drill. Now we can talk about a second skating drill. That will help. So called a V drill. Sean, pop in. Very simple drill. We start out at either the blocker or the glove anchor or post position, and we drive out to the top of the crease and set our feet. Go! Now, setting our feet is crucial. Don't let the kids bypass setting their feet. So many times kids drive to a spot and they're so concerned about getting to the next spot that they don't set their feet. Alright? This is a training drill. You have all the time in the world. So we want to get the technique down. Speed will come once you get the comfortableness and the balance with your body and your legs. So now, eyes glued to the top of the crease and we're in our full flex position. Full flex position is what I mean by being set for the puck. When we travel in the net, we're in a semi-flex position. Alright? We still have our gloves in front, we're still leading with our stick, but we're moving and our feet aren't set. When we're moving and our feet aren't set, again, the save is more difficult and it's harder to control the rebound. Alright? Now we're going to return, we're going to actually track to our left, rotate our body, and drive back to the post. And reestablish. Fix that skate. There we go. Now we're going to turn back to the top of the crease, so we're loaded on our left leg. We're going to drive out and T-push to the top of the crease. Go! Set, track, rotate, load, go! And back. Alright, now we're going to take this to the next level. Once the kids get good at the V drill, get back in the net. It's okay. Now we're going to add butterfly to the top of the crease. Alright, so pick a post, right or left, drive to the top of the crease. Go! Snap, track, rotate, load, turn. There you go. Load up, go. Snap, track, rotate, load, go. So notice they're tracking, rotating, loading. Every time we move, those are the four things we have to do. First we track, then we rotate our upper body with our gloves and our shoulders. Square up to that next angle. Bring up our opposite leg, so we're loaded, and then drive to wherever we need to be. Every time we move, we track, we rotate, we load, and we push. And in practice, guys, no matter what level you're at, youth hockey, pro hockey, goalies all have difficulty constantly, actively tracking the puck. Number one thing to help your goalies is to make sure they track that puck. Always eyes on puck. Sick and tired of hearing goalies say, oh, I didn't see it. Well, most of the time they didn't see it because they didn't compete to keep their eyes on that puck. Alright? So, watch them in practice. Make sure they're actively tracking the puck all the time. Alright? Not only with their eyes, with their helmets also. Alright, so we did a V drill. We did a visual knee drill. We're going to talk real quickly about zones behind the net. Too many times the less experienced goalies, they're turning, fouling pucks around. Alright? There's four zones behind the net. First zone, this corner. Okay? It's called zone 1. Post, straight back. Actually, as they get a little bit better, the angle comes at this angle. Zone 1. Alright? Zone 2, zone 3, actually, we're going to go with zone 1 over here. I reversed it, didn't I, guys? Zone 1 over here. Zone 2, in between the post and the middle of the net. Zone 3, in between the middle of the net and the right post. Zone 4, over here. Very simple movements. It takes time to develop these. Alright? So you have the goalie start in the block glove post position, and you can just call out. Start with 1. You're behind the net, and 2. They push to the center of the net, gloves out front, and they're turning their eyes, looking for the net. I like to get that puck over my glove shoulder as much as possible. Much easier to turn over my glove shoulder, keep my glove out front, than it is over my stick. All right? A lot of times the kids get their stick caught up in here. All right? Make sure we go wide. Watch the kids. Make sure they go wide, or they bring that stick in, get it up on that post, so when they push over, that stick is keeping it out of the net, and then they can establish their position. Kevin, come in. Now, you do this for a couple minutes, your legs are going to hurt. Getting hurting, getting stronger. Let's go, position one. Get that safe and proper position, get that glove straight down, cover that left knee. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 2, 1, 2, 1. Top crease. Snap. Lock wrinkle. You learn all those terms, you can make up drills as you go. All right? Give them time to think. When they're young, they need to recognize the new angle, identify the shooter, rotate properly, and arrive square on angle, and with the feet set. So, we talked about a little bit behind the crease. Talk rotation and recovery. Let's see. We're going to talk about some shooting drills. Actually, let's do one more skating drill. One more skating drill. Did we do T-push? We didn't really do T-pushes, did we? Alright, let's real quick talk about T-pushes. Young goalies, you're going to see a lot of this. Skating, looping, alright? The whole purpose of a T-push. We shuffle when the puck carrier has the puck and the ability to shoot. We don't want to open up our holes, we want to keep our gear facing that puck at all times. When a pass goes across and we have a long distance, we can't shuffle. We've got a T-push, alright? Same track, rotate, load, and push. If I'm starting in my blocker angle position, alright, well, let's start our right red position, representing that defenseman. Alright? And he passes across to the left defenseman. Alright, so we're going to use the left red as our visual lead. Alright? We don't want to push in a shuffle to get there. What we want to do is track, rotate, load. Now, we don't take a straight line to that angle. Alright? We've got to drive inside the net, snap our left heel, and then reestablish our depth. That way we get to the center line, that red line that I talked about. We get our body centered on that line as quickly as possible. We square up, and then we establish our depth. So, a lot of goalies you see do this. It's called chasing space. That's a big loop. That's the worst. Some goalies go straight. They drive straight, and now that I stop, am I on angle? Nope, I'm off. I want to arrive ready to make that save. So if the line from the left dot going to the center of the net goes right through this, I've got to get inside with my left skate. So I've got to get a real good strong rotation, track, rotate low, drive, stop, and then establish my depth. That's the quickest way to get there. You're getting yourself in the middle of the net the quickest. Then we square up, and we establish our depth. Alright? So that's a T-push. We are going to talk about now a quick dot drill. Right over here, boys. Oftentimes in practice, we have the skaters doing the circles, correct? And the goalies fall in line the last, and they're doing the crossovers, which I all did when I was their age. But we want to take this opportunity to take advantage of some skating movements for goaltenders. Alright? You guys remember doing this drill last year? Alright. We're going to start out with one goalie here. Notice the hash marks. You want them at the top of the crease, and your visual leads in this drill are top of the circle, hash mark, bottom of the circle, and hash mark. This drill has 3 steps to it. The first step, we're on our feet the whole time. Alright? Track first, rotate load, and we're going to drive a T-push. Now, Sean, you're aiming here with your left skate. Not here, because you're driving inside, snapping your heel, and establishing your depth. Kevin, you're aiming here with your lead skate. You want your body centered, but you got to snap your left heel and then establish your depth. So, you push 8 times, we're going to do it 4 times. the sake of speed. All right? So, first thing, we're moving to our right. Okay? That is the other one. There you go. So, we track. Hold on, stop. We're starting to drill. Where's your eyes? Visually. First thing we do is we track. Turn our head. Track. Spot our new angle. Rotate, load, and drop. And set our feet. Ready? Now we're going to start doing it one time. Ready? Track. Go. Rotate your body. Drive inside the angle. Track. Go. Track. Go. Track. Go. Track. Go. You got it. Open up your hips. Turn your shoulder towards that new visual lead. Alright? Now we're going to our left. We're going to our left. Make sure you turn your wrist and push your blocker out. You're going to your right. Make sure you're pushing your glove out. If I don't push my glove out when I'm turning to my right, my shoulder won't square up. If I push my glove out, it forces my shoulder to square up. Alright? Moving to our left. Track. Go. We want to turn our wrist and drop to our spot with our glove. Palm facing that new shooter. Getting our glove there first. And then adjusting once we get there. Track. Go. Track. Go. Track. Go. Track. Go. Really work those heel stops, guys. Really work those heel stops. Throw your weight into your lead heel. Now we're going to stage 2. We're going to snap into our butterfly. Close up our 5, 6, and 7. Visualize that puck into our low left side because we're going to go to our left. Alright? So we're going to track into our left, track into our next visual lead. We're going to rotate, bring up our right leg, and drive in our up stance to the next visual lead. Ready? Moving to our left. On our feet. Snap. Track. Go. Snap. Track. Go. Snap. Track. Go. Snap. Track. Go. Moving to your right. Snap. Track. Go. Snap. Track. Go. Snap. Track. Go. All right, that's stage 2. Stage 3, we're going to do a butterfly slide. Okay? So now, boys, you're going to track, pivot your body, drop your lead leg, reload it up on your left leg. We're going to our right. We're going to gain a seal on the ice as quickly as possible. We're going to slide into our new angle. Once we get centered on our new angle, we're lifting up our lead skate, establishing our edge, and setting our feet in our up stance. Alright? Ready? Going to our right. Track. Go. Other right, Kevin. There you go. This is sliding into an in-tight pass from behind the net. Right out front. We're doing a job. You don't necessarily have time to completely rotate. Ready? Track. Go. Track. Go. Track. Go. Track. Go. Moving to our left. Track. Go. Turn that stick. Want that stick to lead. Pushing that stick out is going to force your shoulder to square up. Track. Go. Track. Go. Track. Go. Now, once they get better at it, you're going to be able to do things like this. You're going to butterfly slide to your right. You're going to reestablish your edge, and you're going to return reverse momentum and finish back exactly where you are right now. Ready? To the right. Go. Other right, Captain. There you go. And reverse back. Alright? Make sure, coaches, when these goalies are recovering, that they're not bringing their legs up like this. A lot of young goalies do this because it's easy. Alright? You've got to bring that knee up and get that edge on the ice facing forward, otherwise you can't return. My leg is like this. Can I push? No. Got to bring that knee up, get that edge on the ice, reestablish my edge so I can return reverse momentum. Going to our left. Go! There we go. Alright, so there's a dot drill. Alright? Now there's other levels that are more advanced, but we don't want to get into them. Alright, so now let's talk about some shooting real quick. Pucks, how are we doing on time? We have about 15 minutes. Put that plastic bag of pucks here. Go ahead and go right in that curling dot right there. Great drill to do in practice. When the coaches give you time, set saves. Alright? Set saves are again saves that we make with our feet set. We want to start at the top of that crease. Alright? And we want to go literally 15, 20 glove saves. Alright? So they can get comfortable making these movements. right? In practice, they don't get time. In practice, guys, how many real glove saves do you think you get? Yeah, really, we want to give 20 right now to each goaltender, all right? Eyes glued to the puck, top of the crease, making that save in front of the body, eyes connected, out front, and protect. Save, protect, save, protect. Who has the guts to shoot on? And that takes my knee out. Anybody? All right. Last spring I did this and I had a sacred coach nail me right in the shin. All right. So we're aiming here. Okay. Just little snapshots. We're not trying to throw laser beams. All right. We want the kids to get comfortable tracking that puck all the way into their glove and squeezing their glove. All right. We want these kids at home. I talk to them about it in the clinic. Watching TV and squeezing their gloves. All right? So, just little snapshots up to the glove. Where's my eyes? Right on that puck. Glove is closed, then I protect. One thing you're going to see a lot, you've probably seen it already, is goalies, the younger goalies, when they make glove saves, they turn their wrists. Who's seen that? Probably everybody. You know why that is? Because they're not strong enough and they haven't worked hard enough and don't own their glove. Yeah, their parents bought them the glove, but they don't own the glove. They let the glove control them. We have to control our glove and squeeze it every time. Not do what I call, Chris, no shit. That's what I mean. We're not delivering pizzas, all right? Too many kids make that save and then they're delivering a pizza. All right, a good hockey player, two folks can see that. He's right here, and they say every time he makes a save, knock that puck out of his glove, hit that glove, pull that glove off. All right. At the same time, then as they develop, that's an instinct that they're creating. Again, creating bad habits. We don't want them to create bad habits. We want that glove out front strong, squeezing that puck. We don't want to develop a habit of turning a puck back into our net. All right. We also don't want to start here and turn our shoulders and rotate while we're making saves. Rotation is post-save. After we make the save. We're square, make the save, then we rotate. If we rotate during the save, all we're doing is saying, come on into my net. Is that what we want, boys? No. So, 20 glove saves. Make them squeeze it. What I do with these guys, if they have a puck in the glove that I determine that they should have ended, and it drops out, what do you have to do for each one? 20 up downs. That draws some motivation to make sure that the puck stays in their glove. All right? Now we go blocker side. Yeah? So we're aiming up here. All right? So hold on. Make sure we start that proper up stance. A little wider stance on our shoulders. Relaxed arms. Glove up, push out. All right, same thing with our glove, our blockers. All right, now, what did I do? I stayed connected. All right, I filled my space, I angled my blocker, and the puck went right into the corner. Again, if I pull back straight, the rebound's gonna pop out front. All right, we've got to angle our wrists. Now, that puck's inside my body, I don't need to do anything else. It's gonna hit, if we can, and you get good at it, collapse around it and end it, or angle it to the corner, make sure our eyes stay connected, and then recover with our eyes connected to that puck. All right? Then we have what's called a butterfly extension. All right? Shots anything lower than our gloves, we do need to drop. If we don't drop on shots that are lower than our gloves, we end up doing this and that. We've got to get a piece of equipment on that glove, and if I stand here and take a shot right in these pads, they're a lot different than what I grew up with. What I grew up with had deer hair in it. They deadened pucks. Pucks hit our pads and they die. Not these things. These things are foam and square, so pucks rocket off them. So if I stand up and I take a shot right in my shin right there, everyone says, oh, great, it didn't go down. No, not great. He should have gone down. So the puck hits and goes to the corner instead of bam, right back to you. Momentum, open that goal. So these kids have to get really good at understanding when to stay up and when to go down. You've got to get your gloves on. Puck low, foot off the ice to my left, make that glove save. It's a little bit lower, and make that butterfly extension save. All right? butterfly extension means extend your leg out. Not kicking, all right? We're not pinball flippers. If I kick on a shot that's right here, my stick's here and I miss it, it's a goal. We're gonna keep our knee on the ice, extend it, and then if it's way outside, then we can extend our leg because we're not worried about this opening. All right? So, again, we start with the puck centered, or stick centered, gapped. As it comes in, we adjust, and we push out. And notice where my glove is. It's not back here. It's right behind my stick, right above my pad, in case it does ramp up. So, go ahead, coach. Turning my wrist. Good shoot. Good shoot. Now, what happened there? That wasn't outside my knee, was it? That was at my knee. I can't push out and take that save right here because I'm just ramping it up into my own body. So I have to pull my wrist. So we want to really talk to these kids, and I'll give you a drill to tell them about to build their wrist strength. We've got to pull our stick in, angle it, place it up against our pad. My glove is still here, so the puck comes in, it hits, go. So it hits, I track, rotate, and I recover properly. If it comes into my right knee, I don't go like this and make that save. It's going to ramp up. I bring my wrist in, raise my pad, my stick up against my pad, angle it, not this way. Angle it, it hits, rotate, and go. Puck goes outside of my knee, I follow it, I extend. If it's way outside, then I can lengthen. But I want to break my wrist and try and send this puck up outside the ring. Ready? Go ahead, right side. My right side. Now, you notice that was in tight. I didn't take that save out here. That was a little bit farther up, so I can extend that to the corner. Alright? So we have blocker, glove, low left, low right, which are both butterfly extension, and then we're going to go 5 shots into the 5. Alright? Let's see. Sean, pop in. And yes, it's going to be repetitious. Over and over again. Alright? That's how you see you get comfortable making these saves. Alright? So a little snapshot, going out the glove. Leave that off. Ready? Now, 20 up bounds. Right? Now. We're going to squeeze it. Squeeze it. Open it. Alright? Now, Sean, no need for you to butterfly slide on us. You're wasting a slide. Alright? You're centered on the puck, not on me. On the puck, not on me. Make this glove safe, stationary. There, look, now he held that puck, didn't he? You weren't sliding. Makes your job easier. No need to slide. Alright, block this up. Get that stick. That stick's going to control that rebound. The pad's there for backup. Alright? But when it hits the pad, guys, we want to make sure our stick is out front so we can stop it coming off our pad, pull it in and freeze it. So if you don't get a stick on it, your stick's there anyway, anticipating coming off your pad, your stick's out there, stop it, pull it in and freeze it. So we're always trying to get a wrist or a stick on that puck. Alright? Low glove. Better, have them at recovery. Alright? So now let's recover back to that goal. Or that puck. There we go. Alright? And last one, we go 5 ball. Alright? On the ice, or about 2 feet off the ice, and we're going 5 ball. So I want you to squeeze it up, fill your holes, try and end this play, no rebound. Get the puck slaps in there. Make sure he has it. Alright? So that's 5. Getting out or do this. You can take 10 minutes to do it. The more you do it, the better their development's going to be, the more comfortable they're going to be, and the more they're going to end plays. Alright guys? Let's see what else we have. 5 minutes. year, guys, every year I come up with a phrase. Call it a tagline, call it whatever you want. And either you tell me what the big emphasis every practice, beginning and end of everything, or what we're talking about this year. Louder? Talk to your goaltenders. Alright? When coaches are in coach's corner, again, don't take that as an opportunity to go score on a young goaltender. Talk to them. Say, hey, Kevin, you're not tracking that puck properly. Make sure you track that puck. Make sure you're engaged. Make sure you're ready at all times. Right? We don't want goaltenders to make excuses for goals because it's practice. We want them practicing on every puck they choose to face with 100% game time focus. The unfortunate reality is coaches want to, of course, run a high-paced practice. All right? So players are coming in quick. And goalies develop the habit of making the save, not even tracking it, and going to the next guy, going to the next guy, going to the next guy, going to the next guy. That works for reactions, but that's not real. We want these kids, every time they face the puck, to face it like it's a real game situation. So we start center. If I'm still making a save on a previous puck, and I start from here, is that real? That's not real, because you better never be starting from here. Right, guys? When the puck's breaking out that zone. Alright? There's a phrase I say, and it's in that email that Joe said earlier. I'd rather have our goalies focus on 50 pucks in practice with 100% game time focus than every single shot with 50% focus. Because if you're giving that puck 50% focus, you're letting in goals you shouldn't let up. And you're rationalizing bad goals, saying to yourself, it's just a practice goal, no big deal. Wrong. Give it 100% game time focus, set your depth, stay on angle, square the puck, make the first save, end the play. When that's done, go to the next shooter. If that next shooter's already on the net and shooting, let him shoot. Don't even make that big effort at it. Because then you're rationalizing another goal. Set up for that next guy and start proper, establish your depth, and the play. Alright? Our phrase this year, hardest working players on the ice. Most of you all play hockey or played hockey. If you weren't a goalie, you don't want to be outworked by your goaltender. You really do, but when he does outwork you, what does that make you do? That makes you work that much harder in practice. When you have goalies amping it up, everybody works harder. Everybody steps it up. And that's contagious. That effort is contagious. So's the opposite. The goalie who's lazy, being on the goal bench on the post like this, that's contagious too. None of the players want to work hard to score on that guy because he doesn't care. Alright? Your effort, your attitude is contagious. Our responsibility as a goaltender is not just to show up in games and make saves and end plays in games. Our responsibility is in every practice that you're in. Compete on every single puck and make it a battle for your teammates to score on you. That's going to raise the intensity of the whole practice. Alright? Remind your goalies of these things. Are you tracking the puck properly? Are you active with your wrists? Are you steering? Are you on time? Are you engaged to the puck throughout the whole play? Or are you, like a lot of young goalies, knowing the shot coming from the dot, they'll watch the whole drill, and then, okay, he's about to shoot, and then they'll get ready. No, you need to stay ready through the whole skating drill. Follow that play. Practice your edge work. Practice your edge work. All right? Reinforce good habits. Make sense? Yes? We're going to walk off the ice. Please come to me with any questions that you have. Our whole goal here is to give our young goalies the tools necessary so they can set themselves up for success. The only ones that can make you better as a goaltender is yourself. But you've got to buy into it. You've got to learn the necessary tools. All right, guys? Thank you.